Hey, Dr. Amy here, and in this video, I'm sharing with you the #1 killer of people diagnosed with cancer, and it's not what you think. Many people are, of course, terrified when they're diagnosed with cancer. I was the exact same. I thought I was gonna die of cancer, but here is the #1 reason why people die after cancer, and it is not cancer itself. The #1 killer is heart disease. Yeah, that's right. Even after cancer, we see more people dying of heart disease rather than cancer. So here's what you need to know to keep yourself healthy, safe, and to live a long life after cancer. Let's dive in. In this video, I'm showing you exactly what to do if you have high cholesterol after cancer and the unexpected fix. Now, there are two main types of cholesterol that you absolutely need to have monitored by your doctor, especially after cancer. The first is LDL, which is known as bad cholesterol. If this level is too high, then it can stick to the walls of your arteries and clog them, causing heart attack or stroke. The second type of cholesterol is HDL. This is known as good cholesterol. This is helpful in cleaning up your body and removing unwanted materials, taking them back to your liver and having them eliminated. Now, obviously, you want the bad cholesterol down, that's the LDL, and the good cholesterol up, that's the HDL. But how do you do that? Especially if you're on a cancer treatment that could be contributing to cholesterol issues. So let's first dive into exactly what cancer treatments could be concerning with your cholesterol. Then let me show you how to fix it. First, we need to talk about anti-hormonal therapy. This can be harmful in terms of raising your cholesterol. Drugs like tamoxifen, letrozole, exemestane, or anastrozole, well, they are actually working to actively suppress the hormones in your body. This also includes androgen deprivation therapy that's often seen with prostate cancer. All of these treatments can increase your cholesterol levels. Hormone therapies lower estrogen or testosterone in your body. Both of these hormones help regulate cholesterol. Lower levels of these hormones can cause your good cholesterol to drop and your bad cholesterol to go up. And this is why so many women have cholesterol issues, especially when they reach menopause or after. With this shift in hormones, we naturally see a shift in cholesterol. Now, a breast cancer survivor that I work with in the Cancer Freedom Program, she saw changes to her cholesterol levels after she completed breast cancer treatment. She had a known family history of heart disease and high cholesterol, and obviously there is a genetic component to having high cholesterol. But she wanted to do everything in her power to lower her cholesterol naturally. Makes sense, right? Of course, you can go on drug treatment for high cholesterol after cancer. But if you're anything like me, I was so sick and tired of being on drugs and pills after my cancer diagnosis that I just wanted to do less of that. So we worked hard to use her lifestyle to lower her cholesterols. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you here. We started by working on bringing her cholesterol down naturally. To do this, we really needed to focus strategically on her food. Now, she already ate a rather low amount of red meat. So instead, we had to focus on eating specific foods to aid in bringing her cholesterol down. This became more about being strategic with her food choices rather than avoiding foods. She already had a healthy diet, so we needed strategy, not restriction. But more on that in a little bit. So this is why if you're on anti-hormonal therapy, it's important to have your cholesterol levels monitored. Now look, if you're on anti-hormonal therapy, you may not experience any problems at all, but your levels do need to be monitored so you can actively make changes if you do see a shift. Now, the next cancer drug that influences your hormone levels are the checkpoint inhibitors. These include drugs like nivolumab or pembrolizumab. Now, these types of drugs are often given through IV treatment, but they can cause inflammation of the liver. Now, causing inflammation of the liver can influence cholesterol level. Now, if you're currently on active treatment, then you may be receiving steroids as part of your anti-nauseant treatment. Now, steroids have many side effects, but influencing your cholesterol is one of them. Steroids can influence your cholesterol by raising your triglycerides and raising your total cholesterol. Lastly, we also know that specific types of chemotherapy, like cisplatin, for example, can influence your cholesterol levels. So with all of this in mind, we know that bottom line, your cholesterol levels can be influenced and they need to be monitored by your doc. The unfortunate part is hardly any oncologists are looking at this, and very rarely is it looked at by your general practitioner. So the first step is to ensure that you advocate for yourself and make sure those levels are monitored. At the minimum, they should be monitored on an annual basis. Okay, but what if you have high cholesterol? It's obviously not ideal, but what should you do about it? As a cancer survivor myself, I want to make sure I'm living an anti-cancer life, but I also want to make sure I live a long, healthy life overall. So you want to make sure that you are well-rounded in your approach, and that very much includes heart health. So here is exactly how to start. Now, many people mistakenly think that you need to cut out all animal products to lower your cholesterol, and this is not true. You can still very safely eat chicken and seafood and fish. These are great options even for someone with elevated cholesterol levels. But what about red meat? You're going to want to limit your red meat consumption, both if you have high cholesterol and if you're a cancer survivor. Now, this does not mean that you need to eliminate red meat completely. Do not do that. But bring down your consumption to about 1 serving per week. Red meat like beef, pork, or bison, there's a lot of benefits there for you, especially as a cancer survivor, but we do want to be quite moderate in our consumption. But what about the foods to include? This is so powerful. So let's focus here. You need to include foods that are high in soluble fiber. More specifically, beta-glucan, insoluble fiber, is key in combating high cholesterol. Here is exactly why. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and makes like a gel-like substance. And this is exactly what happens in your digestive system. This actually works to slow the absorption of cholesterol from the foods you eat. This will help to prevent cholesterol spikes. But there's more to it than just that. Oatmeal also includes beta-glucan, and this binds to cholesterol-rich bile acids in your gut. This actually helps your body get rid of cholesterol. You're actually going to be eliminating more cholesterol from your body simply by eating oatmeal. Then, when your body eliminates cholesterol, it focuses on your liver to find more cholesterol. That's when it starts to pull it from your bloodstream, and this is what actually lowers your HDL and your cholesterol levels. It's incredible. It's so simple and it's so inexpensive. Oatmeal can be a very strategic way to lower your cholesterol and protect your heart health. You can actually lower your LDL by 5 to 10% simply by eating 1.5 cups of oatmeal every day. So if you want to combine a heart-healthy breakfast with an anti-cancer breakfast, here is exactly what I would do. Of course, you want to start with oatmeal and then add in some protein powder. Cancer survivors desperately need more protein. This is what's going to help you heal your damaged and injured cells that have been damaged as a consequence of your treatment. This is how you're going to stay well both during treatment and speed up your recovery afterwards. Next is add in berries. Berries are loaded with antioxidants. After cancer, we know that you're low in antioxidants. Your body has been under oxidative stress for so long, but staying low in antioxidants for too long, well, that can be damaging to your body. It puts you at an increased risk of catching a common cold or a flu, but it also increases your risk of a cancer recurrence. Obviously, this is something that you do not want, and it needs to be addressed ASAP. Then lastly, I would add bran flakes or bran buds on top. This is a perfect way to boost the insoluble fiber in your diet. This is key in reducing your overall cancer risk. We know that cultures that eat higher amounts of fiber, they actually have lower cancer rates. This includes both insoluble and soluble fiber, so we want to make sure that you get both. And that's it. That's how I would create the perfect anti-cancer and heart-healthy breakfast. Okay, but what if you do not like oatmeal? What should you do? What other foods are high in soluble fiber? Well, barley is both high in soluble fiber and in beta-glucan. This is another great option to include. You can also just focus on foods that are high in soluble fiber. Things like vegetables, fruits, legumes, beans. Really eating a whole food diet is going to be the most efficient way to get there. This is most efficient in protecting your heart, but also lowering your cancer risk. But what else besides your food can improve your cholesterol levels? Targeted exercise. If you've watched any of my videos, then you've likely heard me talk about targeted exercise. This is critical in lowering your cancer risk by nearly 60%. It's extremely effective, but only 4% of cancer survivors are actually doing it. Only 4% are getting to target levels. Target exercise levels both boosts your good cholesterol and will reduce your bad cholesterol. Plus, it reduces your triglycerides and it reduces your visceral fat. Visceral fat is directly linked to heart disease and high cholesterol. But many cancer survivors mistakenly think that targeted exercise is intense exercise. But it's not true. If you want to both protect your heart and lower your risk of a cancer recurrence, then you need to be strategic about the type and the amount of exercise that you're doing. And that is exactly why I'm linking up this next video for you here on targeted exercise. Here is exactly how you can get started getting that 60% cancer risk reduction today. Click the link here and I'll see you in the next video.